Okay, hello everybody. This is Paul Hitchcock, and I am the founder and president of Giant Jacks Media. Really glad you could make it here today. Just setting this up so we can see it. Okay, so I do this every Tuesday at 1 p.m. and Thursdays at 1 p.m. California time, and it just is to bring you value, to bring tools and strategies that can help you in some way. So let's dive into this. Really fired up for this episode. This is all about using LinkedIn Live to build authority and to engage. And as I get into it, I just wanted to show you this, the five foundational elements that every business needs in order to grow and to nurture the business. I don't care if you're a solopreneur or a bigger business. These are the five foundational elements you got to have. Otherwise, your growth is going to be bubblegum and toothpicks. You know, you're going to start, stop, spend money on things you shouldn't spend money on. So you got to get these in place and then build from here. And what I'm talking about today, the LinkedIn Live, fits into this piece right here. Excuse me, building authority with the virtual events. And I'll show you at the end of this presentation how to get a deep dive from me into all five of these components and how to piece them together. So using LinkedIn Live, I'm going to show you the why and the how to use this feature. And it's awesome because LinkedIn has put a microscope on this feature and they're just going crazy with it. They've updated it recently. All the major creators and marketers are getting into the feature, using it, and getting results, myself included, and teaching others how to do it. So it is a really, really big deal. LinkedIn Live, as you may or may not know, is free. And the way you get it is to Google apply for LinkedIn Live. Maybe you already have it, but if you Google that, you'll see there's a short application process. And it's kind of a weird thing. They're still kind of rolling it out, quote unquote, but I've seen it take weeks to get it, some longer, some right away. And so it's there for everybody. Here's why you want to use LinkedIn Live, integrated with the LinkedIn event feature. And part of doing your virtual events is all of us need to build authority with our community. And this is positioning ourselves as, the thought leader, the expert, getting people to know, like, and trust us. And this channel of using LinkedIn Live to deliver high quality content to your community is an incredible way for you to position yourself exactly like that. And if you're a business coach, for example, tons of competition in that whole world. It's just exploded. How are you going to differentiate yourself? This is a way to do it, and a fantastic way to do it. And it really doesn't matter what industry you're in, what level you are, whether you're alone or you're a professional at a company. This will help you to grow your business. We're all trying to get in front of people the right way. You want to do this because it helps you to engage with your top prospects. We all need to be engaging nonstop every single month. You just want to have consistent conversations with people you want to work with, or spheres of influence, or the right people. And so as I show you this process, you're going to see how this gets you in front of exactly who you want to be in front of. They're seeing your content, you're positioning yourself as the expert, and you're engaging. And they call it networking feature now, these events, which I'll show you here on LinkedIn. It's incredible what they're doing. There's just a massive opportunity to network and engage before, during, and after these events using LinkedIn Live. Obviously, we all want to convert. That's the the end result here is we want to talk to people we want to work with and then get them as clients. So this is why you want to be doing this. And here's the how. I'm going to focus on two ways to do this. You can Zoom, do a Zoom live event and get people to sign up for a Zoom and then stream it. I'm actually doing that right now. You can then stream it to your channels, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and it gets highly technical when you're doing that on Zoom. And I'll walk you through that and talk a little bit about that. And then you also can do a pre-recorded live stream. I do a lot of those also, and those are great because there is zero risk of technical, crap going on as you're trying to set it up. And, I, obviously have had those issues, silence for 2 minutes while I'm trying to figure out the tech. But you can do either one of these, and there's strategies behind both. You can still engage and network even with the live stream. You market it as a live stream event. You're there and you're engaging. So you'll have to just think about this and think about what works best for your practice. Here's what you need in order to get this done. Obviously, you got to have LinkedIn Live. I told you how to get that, apply for it. And they're going to ask you for a sample video. At least they were doing that when I signed up for it a while ago, and I think they do that still. So if you have some content already to show that, yeah, I'm a creator off of the LinkedIn platform, you got YouTube videos or something, that's going to help your cause to get LinkedIn Live sooner. Obviously, you need Zoom, and you need Restream. So the way it works when you live stream through LinkedIn is you need to have a third-party streaming app. And so Restream is awesome, and it's what I've been using and love it. And it's they're in partnership with LinkedIn, and so you're going to need Restream, and this is where you can stream to all your channels, not just LinkedIn. And then you're going to utilize the LinkedIn event feature. We all have that. If you haven't used it yet, it's a fantastic feature that integrates with LinkedIn Live and Zooms and Restream and the whole thing. And if you look at your LinkedIn profile on the left-hand side, that window pane, page down, you'll see an event section there. Click on that. You can create an event, or if you're attending an event, it'll show up there. Or if you have your own event, it'll show up there. So these are the pieces. Next level, if you want to put this on steroids, which is always optimal, is email campaigns. So you got to have an email process. Don't know if you have an email nurture process already, or process for gathering emails, because I'm going to show you how to use that. Automated nurture. So again, there's great automated tools out there to help you market and make events like this happen. And all of us marketers that are really embracing these sort of tools are using automation. And automation is not a bad word; it's a good word. And video editing. So this is where if you have the ability to edit video, then you can really ramp up things. And I'll show you how that works. Okay. Let's talk about the setup for pre-recorded video. So what I want to give you a little background on is, as you do the virtual events, what I coach my clients on, and anybody who will listen, I'm happy to have conversations, is you got to create your show. And this is a show that is high value content geared for your audience. So think about your prospects, put yourself in their shoes. And the way to help you think about this is, imagine sitting across the table and you're having a conversation with a prospect. What do they care about? And what are their challenges, their opportunities? And really know your prospect, so that when you're developing your show where you're going to deliver content, you're speaking to them and they're going to find it interesting. In this show, I'm trying to teach people how to do LinkedIn Live, and people that are interested and are going to see this in my edited videos and everywhere it goes are trying to grow a business, a practice, or maybe teach another. So think about your audience when you're developing your show. High value content. You're not selling, constantly. You are marketing and branding yourself and teaching, educating, and there's just an incredible opportunity to reach a lot of people through these platforms and become really sort of, I call it the professor of your industry, and bringing people into your ecosystem where you can engage. And so think about your show that way. Also, your show's got to be consistent. You're doing it monthly, every couple of months, weekly. I have 2 live weekly shows. Depends on your appetite and what your whole deal is about, but you want consistency. Think about how real shows are done. Monday Night Football, we all know what's on Monday night. It's marketed ahead of time. They have a process. They know their audience. Obviously that's the gold standard for production of a show. But think of your own show that way, and even think about some branding for your show. Building out a law firm, for example, we've got Wealth Protector TV. All of our video content, our shows run through that brand. Got a logo, Wealth Protector TV. So think of that also, a brand for your content like this. So people get used to it and get familiar with your brand, something that sticks out. For that Wealth Protector TV, I've got an old-fashioned TV logo, and people have gotten familiar with that over the years. So you're going to have your show. You're going to pick a day and a time, consistent. Do it the same day and a time if you can, every month or every couple of months, however you're doing it. Record the show and edit the show. So now you can get creative with the editing, and either you have somebody edit it for you, like somebody like us, or you learn how to do it yourself, and you edit it up a bit. And your recording the show can be Zoom, so you can sit in front of your Zoom and record it, or you can do it on your cell phone, tripod, get a setup going, make sure the lighting and sound is great, and you're doing your show. It doesn't have to be a Hollywood produced show. It can be good content, delivering your show, teaching, and the good content is really what it's all about. And so you're going to record your show, edit it, and then you have your show there. Now, I would say, as you're doing live shows and your show and incorporating the LinkedIn event feature, anywhere from, at the very least, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, all the way up to an hour is okay. If it'll be on an hour, I don't think people have an appetite much for that. Even an hour, I tend to keep it 20 minutes to 45 is what I like. And if it's good stuff and you're teaching people, that's a good time frame. You can get a lot done there. And I should say too, your show can be anything. The only limit to what your show can be is the limit of your imagination. So, I'm sharing obviously slides here. Sometimes I just talk. Sometimes I'll have guests on there. So your show can be whatever you want it to be. But now you edit it up, and what you're going to need to do in this scenario, so you've got your Restream account, you're going to need to create a thumbnail for your show as you are going to stream it live. And the thumbnail is going to be the size of a YouTube thumbnail. So which will be for the banner there, the thumbnail on YouTube for the show, I should say. So look at the dimensions. We use Canva, and it's very easy to create something on Canva if you know what you're doing and know how to use that tool. And you can create it with Canva, and they'll just populate the dimensions for you, and you create it. And then, so what you're going to do is you're going to upload your edited video to Restream. You're going to also then upload the thumbnail, and you're going to schedule this video out on Restream. And when you do that, it'll ask you for a thumbnail. So then you just upload the thumbnail, and it'll populate inside of Restream. It'll also ask you, of the accounts you have connected in Restream, what accounts you want to stream to. And so, maybe you have YouTube, Facebook company page, LinkedIn, of course, the event, but maybe you have different accounts for different businesses. I've got multiple accounts in my Restream, and I'll stream certain content for certain accounts and not others. So you can toggle on and off the accounts you want to stream to. Also, what you're doing in Restream is you're going to be adding the title and the summary in Restream. So you've got to have a nice, catchy title. Think of an email. When you get email, it's like the email subject line is going to motivate you to open that email or not. And there's a science behind, email subject line. And there is too behind the title of the event, because that title is going to show up on LinkedIn and uh, uh, you know, in the event, it's going to be the title. So you want to make sure that title says exactly what they're getting, and you can make it snappy. And you know, there's if you Google, you know, email subject lines, you can start getting a sense of sort of what works and what can go in, you know, titles and subject lines. And then you're going to have a summary in there. And in the summary, you're going to write this, add this right into Restream. The summary is important because it's going to show up again on LinkedIn and YouTube, Facebook company page that you're streaming to. The summary is going to be there along with the title. So the summary should be descriptive of what that show is about, and you know, try to really kind of focus on the copywriting there, because you know, you don't want to say this is about. You want to sizzle it up a bit. And so if, you know, the more you can do that and make it descriptive and kind of hype people up in the summary, the better, so that they get motivated to want to watch the video when they see that title in your summary. So you're going to upload it to Restream, put that stuff in there, schedule it out, and here's what's going to happen. Let me just make sure I don't have this on the next slide. Oh yeah. So here's what's going to happen when you schedule that pre-recorded video on Restream. This is new, just changed. So Restream is going to automatically create an event in your LinkedIn account. So, and it's a whole new interface that they have. They just did a revamp of this thing. It's killer. And so, and I'm going to show you that in a slide here in a minute. So it's going to create the event in LinkedIn. It's also going to create a sign up post in your news feed on, you know, in your LinkedIn account, your personal profile. And that, you know, the banner is going to show up there, the thumbnail and your title and summary. So that's why it's important. It's going to show up on your news feed. And from your news feed, people, you know, will see it. So it's a subset of your connections are going to see that, right? Like any piece of content. But this is where you can strategically tag people that you want to see that. And they can sign up right there. So they click on that post, there's a sign up thing, and then it pulls them into the event portal. Again, I'm going to wait and go into a bit more detail on that because I'm going to show you a slide to show you exactly what that looks like. But that's what happens when you schedule it on Restream. So now it sits in Restream, it's there, and you know, ready for you to stream it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is engage in the LinkedIn event portal. So what you're able to do is there's a networking feature in the LinkedIn event portal, and it allows you to engage with people who are being pulled in it. So I'll go into detail on this in a minute and show you how to engage, but this is the setup for the pre-recorded event. Okay, this is the setup for the live Zoom. Now this gets pretty technical, and so you got to really watch it if you're going to do this. The difference between the two is when you're doing the pre-recorded event, you don't have a Zoom, obviously, so you're not you know, getting people to sign up and register through Zoom and doing something live. And you know, it can be better to go live sometimes, because then you can, you know, you can invite people out there in your community to sign up for Zoom and collect email addresses and get them on your email distribution platform and so forth. And then live is live. You know, you can take questions and so forth. But but it's very technical with live. Pre-recorded, you can still engage. Obviously, it's not Zoom, so it's different. Here's how you do the setup for Zoom. So you want to obviously schedule and set up the Zoom. And when you do that, what you've got to do is you got to pull some URL information, codes from Restream, streaming codes and put them into that Zoom event. And I'll show you what that looks like. And so you've got to configure your Zoom account for live streaming. And so you go in there and there's a process for making sure your Zoom account is set up for streaming live. And if you Google set up Zoom for live streaming, you'll find out the whole process of how to do that. That's a whole nother discussion, but make sure you set up your Zoom account for live streaming. Now it's set up. So now when you set up the Zoom, you got to pull information from that event that you're going to do on Zoom. You got to pull it from Restream and add it to Zoom. And so now what you're going to do is you're going to set up Restream. So now you've got the Zoom account set up. And again, title, summary in Zoom, same as you're using for Restream. So now you set up the Restream event. So you go into Restream again. You're not uploading a video because this is not a pre-recorded. So what you're doing is you're creating a live stream event in Restream. It's another tab. And instead of Zoom, it'll be a live stream, and you're going to stream live from Zoom. So you set up the Restream for the event, and then you are going to go live, obviously, on Zoom. And this is what happens when you set up your Zoom. So now you've set up the Zoom, and it's going to ask you for the settings. So you go into the event in Restream, and you're going to grab the settings. So in Restream, there is a tab to click on the RTMP settings. So you're going to grab this for the event you created in Restream, and you're going to add the RTMP URL and the stream key to the Zoom event you created. And again, this is highly technical. There's a ton more steps here on how to do this. And this is where, I don't have the time to go into every single step of this technical kind of path here. If you want to reach out to me afterwards, DM me, or, I'm happy to get on a one-on-one with you and show you how to do this, because you got to get this right, and spend many, many hours figuring this out and getting this right. Okay, so now say you either have your pre-recorded video set up in Restream to go out, or you've got your live Zoom, right? So one or the other, you're doing that. And with both, you have the LinkedIn event has been set up, right? So in both cases, you set up the LinkedIn event. Here's how you get people to the event. First of all, email. And this was sort of the next level thing I said, where if you've got an email list and you've nurtured that list, it's one of the 5 foundational elements all of us should be doing. If you've got that, then you're going to schedule out some emails ahead of time. And I don't know if you have email, if you've used kind of the automated features, you can pre-schedule emails out. Constant Contact is a great platform, so we use for ourselves, for the clients we have when we're putting it all together. But you pre-schedule some emails, hyping the event, and getting people excited about it. And again, there's subject lines for that email and the copywriting in the email, and then you include links to the event. If you're doing the Zoom, you're going to have the Zoom link in here. Hey, grab your spot here for this killer event, blah, blah, blah. And if you're not doing a Zoom, then you can have the link to the LinkedIn event. So you can grab the URL for the LinkedIn event from LinkedIn, embed it in your email. People can click on it. It'll take them there, and they can sign up for the event just on LinkedIn. But the point here is this is a great channel to invite people to the event. And if you're, let's say you're doing it once a month, you can send out, 3 emails at least ahead of time. That's not too many. And hyping people for the event, change them up a bit and keep dripping on them. So you're going to market email nurture. Then there's the LinkedIn invite, and this is huge with the misspelling there. But with the LinkedIn invite, you're going to invite your first level connection. So when that event is set up, now what happens is you can go into that event and you can start manually inviting your handpicked prospects, right? And so where email over here is also your handpicked prospects, because you've been gathering emails along the way, maybe from lead generation campaigns, landing pages, whatever it is you're doing, your calendar, links, all collect emails from people you want to talk to and work with and go in an email. So these are handpicked and they're getting emails talking about the event. Your LinkedIn invite feature, you're inviting handpicked first level connections from LinkedIn. And there's a way where you can bulk invite people through the LinkedIn event portal. There's some search functionality in there. You can pull up people by geography, by industry. So you want to invite everybody you're connected to that is a dentist. Pull up, whatever it is, dental industry. As an example, it doesn't exist in LinkedIn, but you get the idea. And you can invite all those people, bulk invite them, and you can invite 1,000 people a week, right? So you crank those out. And what happens is very cool when you invite people, you probably got invitations on LinkedIn. If somebody clicks on it, they're interested, they're pulled into your LinkedIn event portal and they sit there. You can see them, you can network with them, you can direct message them through the portal. That portal doesn't go away. So after the event, you can engage, which I'm going to talk about. But it's really cool the way this works because it pulls them in, and you've got a captive audience of people in your LinkedIn event portal that, whether they show up or not, because some will, some won't, you got them there. You know who they are, and you can engage with them. So the LinkedIn invite, huge. And this is where I tell people, always keep a list of your top prospects on LinkedIn. Save them as a lead list in Sales Navigator, because you'll get fed information on them, and connect with them, have campaigns to connect with these people. And that way, these are the people you can nurture and invite to these great events you're putting on. Okay, now automated DMs, direct messaging. There are ways to do this. We've got a tool that we do this where, we automate direct messages to handpicked prospects, again, inviting them to the LinkedIn event. And whether it's, directing them to the LinkedIn event portal. And so these are 3 ways to get in front of people. And people ask you, well, gosh, isn't this a lot? No, I mean, who knows? So, you may not have somebody's email, or they may not open the email. They, may not see the LinkedIn invite, maybe, but they'll see the direct message. You never know where people are going to see stuff, and you don't have, information for everybody here. So it's all hands on deck when you're marketing the event. And it's 3 different ways the invite is showing up anyways. It's not the same thing. So this is the way you do it. This is what it looks like. Okay, so client, we worked on this event. This was not too long ago. Awesome event. So this is the LinkedIn event portal. So here's the banner, custom banner. This is Aviva's show here, Beyond the Comfort Zone. And this is how people are showing up. So she had a great show. We had the event link. So she did a Zoom. This was a live, was it live? Yeah, live Zoom. And this was the link to sign up. So, and then she invited people through this portal here. And you can see great attendance, over 100 people, and just awesome. And you can share this event. And this is the same portal. I just needed to take 2 screenshots. So this is paging down. You can see how the attendees show up. And this is where you can message them. And it's just awesome. So this is under the networking tab, and you can send a post out ahead of time and hype this up to this event portal. People get notified. LinkedIn automatically sends alerts, letting people know that you posted in the event's coming up. So this is how it looks. So here's what happens when you go live. First of all, it streams on the event portal and on your personal profile. I've got my, you may not be able to see this, but I've got my my cell phone here with my LinkedIn profile up. I'm streaming on LinkedIn, but it streams on the event, and it's really cool because your personal profile, the banner flips to your live show. So it's what you're looking at, is on my personal profile. It's also on YouTube and Facebook company page, and for all those in the event portal, they're getting alerts. Event, you're going live. The event portal banner flips to the live show. So it's streaming in 2 places on LinkedIn plus your other channels. Awesome. Awesome. It's sending alerts out to people that you're going live ahead of time. It's, you get alerts. Hey, live show's coming up. Paul's live right now. So it's sending out not only to your first level connections, which is the way it used to be. They just updated that. Now it's going out to a wider audience there that you're live, not only first level. Pretty cool. And I'm still trying to figure that out because LinkedIn is notorious for not telling you everything. You got to just go find it. But it sends out alerts, and then what happens is after you're done, the previously live event will post to the event portal. So it's there. So anybody in there can watch it at any time. It will post to your news feed on LinkedIn, previously live. So now your recorded event is there, which now you can share with other people and tag and forward. I mean, use it, and it will automatically post to YouTube and Facebook if you're using those channels, which is awesome. You don't have to upload it to YouTube, figure that out. It just goes there automatically. So it's really, really cool. You've got you're showing up and making a lot of noise by doing this. So the takeaway here, before I show you that next slide, is this is one of the 5 foundational components. Virtual events using LinkedIn Live. Either you're going to do pre-recorded or you're going to do live Zooms, or a combination of both. Either way, you need Restream, right? So you got to get that third-party app. Message me. Happy to tell you how that works and how to make this happen, because it can be tricky to get all these pieces together. And think of this as a way to be consistent. This is not a one and done thing. Do this over and over and over. Make it part of your build, and you will see results. People will start to come into your ecosystem, and you'll be able to engage and convert. Now, I showed you those 5 foundational elements ahead of time, of which virtual events is one. If you want to deep dive on all 5, I put together a really awesome strategy session dive on each of those 5 pieces. If you text Giant Help to that phone number, you can check it out. You can see what it's all about. I've got a little preview video in there about what I show you with all those 5 elements, and take a look at that. So take a snapshot of that, write that down. If you text that, there's a link you'll get that'll take you into that deep dive on those 5 foundational tools, and take a look at that, because without them, in my opinion, you're not even in the game. You're just behind the 8 ball. In every business I'm building out, I use those same 5 elements, and it works for every industry. And I teach others how to implement them. It's not about having to go spend a ton of money or becoming an expert at all these different things. It's just getting those foundational components in place. Those are the must-have items. Then you build from there. So with that, I want to say thank you for being here. Tune in next Tuesday and Thursday, 1 p.m. California time, for more episodes like this. And I will look forward to seeing you all here next time. Thanks so much.